be able to share alma maters in college. Card is a talented guy. We've seen him play well. He started games for Texas. He's got some experience for sure. Here are some notable guys who've made their decisions transferring.
They're all free agents, those guys?
Well,
no, they're gone.
These
They're
guys
locked in.
These guys have decided where they're going. You know what? Herbie got away with one. I'm going to try to get away with one here, too. Somewhere in a Corvallis condo, I imagine, the other night during the Orange Bowl, DJ Uiagalelei said, see, it's not all my fault. Went to Oregon State, you know. I mean, maybe so. Yeah, see,
here we go.
This show gets loose. Pete Thamel's with us now. Pete, we saw all of those guys who are on their way and have picked their destinations. What else do we have brewing in the portal?
Well, Reese, we'll start with the quarterback. Sam Hartman, the best player in the portal at the quarterback position right now. Spoke to some sources this morning. He's still expected to pick Notre Dame. The timeline on that, I was told, is going to be the end of this week. Brennan Armstrong had a down year with the departure of Robert Anae as offensive coordinator. I was told today, don't be surprised if Armstrong reunites with him at NC State. Auburn and Oklahoma State are also in the mix there. Spencer Sanders, the former Oklahoma State quarterback, the former Big 12 Player of the Year, looks like he may end up in the SEC West. Both Auburn and Ole Miss have expressed interest. And the best receiver in the portal, Dante Cephas, two-time All-MAC receiver from Kent, is from Pittsburgh, and all signs point to him headed to Pitt.
All right, Pete. We'll keep an eye on it for sure.
Thank you,
David, who are you most curious to see where they wind up?
I think Sam Hartman, and I know we've seen him for a lot of years in college, a lot of experience, but the one thing that stands out to me is I know he plays quarterback and he plays it well. He's a tough hombre. I mean, that dude takes shots. He delivers the football. He ain't scared of a big moment. I just think this guy could come in, and if you go to Notre Dame with Tommy Reese and the way he draws up offense, I think that could be an immediate home run, and he could have a phenomenal year next year.
Talking Heisman earlier.
I mean, he could be insane just with what he brings to the table.
Who are candidates to choose from?
Well, you have Brennan Armstrong there. You have Spencer Sanders. I mean, a lot of guys in the
new
portal.
college football.
I know.
The receiver, Cephas.
I just didn't know if there's any others besides.
So here's
those only 4 left.
Jalen Knighton, Miami running back, has over 1,000 yards for them. He's going to be on the move. Chris Marshall, number 22 overall prospect last year, Texas A&M wide receiver, supposed to be a dog. He's on the move. Yeah. There's a lot of guys in there that aren't necessarily highlight names, but are definitely a talent. And this is the world.
You got any linemen in there? Any guards?
Yeah, I took 2 notes. He's guards.
That's one of the things with linemen. A lot of times, I don't know if loyalty is the right word, but they stay the course a little bit longer. Now, obviously, Owen Watemi left Virginia as a graduate transfer and went to Michigan.
Great award-winner center.
I think the linemen are the key.
I completely agree with you.
Linemen are the key.
I completely agree.
You guys get all caught up with Sammy Hartman, and I'm going to 3 technique. I'm looking for those guards and those centers and tackles. That's what Alabama and Ohio State and those kind of programs, Georgia, they're looking for.
That's what Michigan did.
Yeah, that's what Michigan did. Yeah,
exactly.
I
came across a couple of names last night.
What do you have?
During my research, but I didn't write them down.
That's what I did. I felt real good about it. I felt real good about it.
That was good. The quarterbacks, the wideouts, you know what I mean?
Okay, well, all right. Well, there's one that pulled his name out. Kicker. Apparently, Grayson McCall is going to stay at Coastal Carolina with Tim Beck.
I would have loved to see him somewhere, by the way.
That was the name that I wrote down.
Because Grayson McCall
was going back. Exactly. Grayson, that was my guy.
Hey, I don't know if this is the proper time to have just this discussion. I'm sure Jeff Brown, who's producing this, is not going to be happy about this.
Sure he will.
But, like, the transfer portal, I think, is going to serve a purpose going forward. Can't be your whole team. But you could certainly add to your team.
Pick.
Yeah, I think you bring in a couple superstars. You're going to have to adopt the NIL package. And you heard Walters talking to Drew Brees there. I wonder if after that combo, he's like, hey, you said a lot of things. Now we need your checkbook, too. You know what I mean? But that is that's a real thing. That's a real thing. I think you can really take advantage of that, but it can't be your whole culture, I don't think.
No, it can't be.
If it's your whole culture, I don't think you ever win.
You get complimentary pieces through the portal. That's what you do. I remember having a conversation with Deion Sanders. He said, listen, when you go to the portal, you're getting guys so you don't expect to have to teach them. You know, they know the game. They have the experience. You just want them to fit into your culture.
Yeah. And free agency in the NFL.
Yes.
100%.
Build with the draft and then find a couple spots with free agents.
Have to hit on both.
And the same thing with free agency is you got to find the right guy that meshes with your system. And I think that's not everybody's in the transfer portal because they're in trouble. No. Like I think people used to look at the transfer portal and be like, now, like you can go find great players who are great kids, but they've played in a system that you've already seen them have success, and now you know good and well they're going to translate right away. So now it hurts high school recruiting more than anything. Yeah. You want to talk about what the transfer portal
kills high
those
school
3-star kids
you're taking
that
a scholarship away from
get
somebody.
A scholarship. Those guys.
Yeah.
Those guys aren't getting as many now.
But there's the trickle down, too. That guy who might have wound up at one of the big programs goes to a MAC school, he starts, and then 2 years later, it's almost like a quasi-minor league thing.
It is.
And he makes the
jump
up to the Big Ten. You know, Michigan jumped in the portal, and they got some offensive linemen for next year, in addition to some other pieces. Who do you think is going to be the biggest impact transfer next year? But much like we saw Caleb Williams, he's the winner this year. For next year, who would it be?
You know, I don't know. He's not going to be as great as Caleb because he doesn't have that skill set. But I think Cade McNamara, he went from Michigan to Iowa. And the one thing we talked about this year about Iowa is the offense. They just couldn't get any offense generated. And a guy like Cade, I mean, he's smart. He understands offenses. He knows how to read defenses. And he's going to keep your offense on schedule because he's not going to make any bad plays. And they also get Eric All, too, the tight end from Michigan.
Double package, baby.
Exactly. So you got Eric All and Cade McNamara going to Iowa. I think they're going to have an immediate impact on Iowa's offense.
Is there going to be a new system? I mean, because if he's playing in that same system they've been playing,
they need to change.
Good Lord have mercy. Good luck to him. But I tell you what, I think Travis Hunter's a guy that, remember he went to Jackson State and made so much noise going to Jackson. This is one of the top recruits in the country.
Like, the number one recruit.
Top recruit. Yeah. This dude is freaky. Like, you watch him cut and move, it's a different level of athlete.
Yeah,
so you think about him going into the Pac-12 following
That'd be fun to watch.
Oh, my God. And I would not be surprised if Travis Hunter plays both ways some.
No,
because
he will.
He has that ability to play corner. But him with the ball in his hands and going up and attacking, this guy's elite of elite.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I don't want to. Let's stay in the same.
Prime said the coaches are going to have to figure out what do they want to recruit him as or where they want to draft him as, a receiver or a DB, because you can do both at a high level in the NFL.
Got Kirby Smart waiting. You guys got a real quick name?
Like in that same world, he's automatically in like a Heisman conversation.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.